Welcome to Garage Sales Unhinged.
where the characters are as quirky as the finds.
I'm Julie.
And I'm Jake.
Join us as we dive into the wild world of garage sales, yard sales, estate sales, and anywhere secondhand sales are happening.
From bizarre bargains to hilarious haggles.
You won't believe the stories we've got lined up.
Let's get unhinged.
So, Julie, have you ever been
Yes.
to
No.
you've been?
I've
Yes.
been.
What was it like? So, have you ever
Magical.
been to like a party that had clearly kind of gone on too long?
Every damn time. So here's the thing, Jacob. What people don't realize about me is that I'm naturally an introvert. I would much rather be at home with my book and myself and not talk to anyone. And here's where I really screwed up. I married an extrovert. So he wants to go out because he gets energy from being around other people and putting up with their bullshit. And I just don't want to. So, and then because I network a lot for my business and I do that stuff. I tell people I'm an extrovert whore. I'm an extrovert for the money. So that's where I have extrovert tendencies, but I just do it because it makes money. That's it.
I think it'd be funnier if when you explain that phrase, rather than saying that you're an extrovert for the money, you go, I'm a whore for the money. And just leave it at that.
No, that leads that can be used for a lot of different things. So whenever you ask,
I think there's an element of being an extrovert in that line of business, I would think.
Well, let's go back to your question of have I ever been to a party where it's just going on and on and on and it needs to end? Yes, but I'm also big fan of the Irish goodbye. And
same. Yeah.
my husband is not, he does not do that. He has to go around to everyone at the party to say goodbye and to say hey, let's catch up. We're going to play golf. We're going to do lunch. And I'm like, oh my, just give me your keys. I'll sit out in the car. I don't care anymore. And, he also has to give me a 20-minute warning whenever he's like, hey, we're going to leave in 20 minutes. And I'm like, cool, I will. And for that full 20 minutes, he's going to say all of his goodbyes and I'm going to be standing by the exit ready to go. And we went to a friend's house one time and it was like a multiple birthday party situation. So all these people are having birthdays. We were there hanging out. I was ready to go. Dunzo. I'm like, I've peopled way too much. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
And I was standing with all of my stuff by the door, ready to walk out. And one of our friends walked over to me and she goes, oh my God, Julie, are you just leaving? And I looked at her. I'm like, well, yeah. And she goes, without saying bye? I'm like, yeah, that's what it looks like. That's what I'm doing. And she got so mad at me. She's like, Julie, I'm your friend. Why would you leave without saying bye? And I was like, are we not going to be friends anymore if I don't tell you bye today? And she was just put her hands on her hips and she goes, well, no. And I was like, well, there you go. And I walked out the door. So where was your question going, Jake?
No, you have been to, how do you know? Okay, not the first time that I've asked the question, and your basis for, how you, your position on something has a lot to do with what you don't like about your husband. But I'd like for you to kind of reassess.
Hold on. I love my husband. And
I didn't say you didn't love him. I said you don't like him.
No, majority of the days I do like him.
Well, so have you ever gone to a party where that's not a factor, where you're in control of when you check out, but it's just gone on too long? And how do you know it's gone on too long? How do you know when man, this could have wrapped up 30 minutes ago?
When the lights come on, I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. Part of me is if the energy in the room just changes and it's if I'm hey, it was fun a little while ago. Now it's just kind of cool. So what are you gonna have for brunch tomorrow? Like, no, I'm done. I don't want to do chit chat. I don't want to do small talk. Um,
Have you not been making small talk the entire damn time? That's what parties are.
no. Whenever you're partying with friends, like my
Oh, right. There's drugs. You're right. Yes. That's what you're
yeah,
saying.
kids don't do drugs unless they are great.
It's
Um,
a good way to avoid small talk.
yes, it is. Um, no, like if I'm hanging out with my friends, like, hey, we're getting caught up on life and but I'm not talking about, oh, what's on the brunch menu tomorrow or ooh, the weather this, yeah, that's bad. Like, no, I
Yeah.
don't want to talk about any of that stuff. So like I feel like the energy in the room shifted and it's kind of like it collectively feels like the conversation just goes, "Welp," and then you just see yourself out.
Right. Yeah. When there is kind of a perceptible whelp moment in a party that's gone on too long.
Yeah.
And it's kind of telling. I think maybe, shout out to all the introverts that are willing to, call it as they see it and go, oh, the whelp occurred and it's time to punch out versus the extroverts that are like, no, I need to keep this going.
Well, it's also, a clear indicator as to why I can't ever have a like an office job again. Because if I get there at 9 and by 9:20 I feel like it's, well, I'm done for the day. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, wait, I gotta work a full 8-hour day. Like, dang, that sucks.
Yeah. Look, I didn't get those things done because I just felt like the energy had left the room. So
Yeah.
why would I
I,
stay?
I just wasn't vibing with this
Right.
spreadsheet. So
Right. Yeah. Well, I asked because I came across a news item recently that made me kind of wonder, how long is too long for a garage sale to go on?
ooh.
So I'll ponder that question for a moment and I'll tell you a little bit about the news item that led me here.
Okay.
So in Edmonton, in our neighbors up north, there's a guy that's been having a garage sale for 3 consecutive months.
Okay, that's illegal, but cool.
And that's part of the deal. People have been complaining about it. And it's the most adorable thing to read about these things that happen in Canada because they're like, we're submitting a complaint with an E at the end of it to the Queen's Court, with an E at the end of it. And it's just really charming. But
Wait. So my name is Julie. Does that make me charming?
not at all. No, you don't say
Oh,
goodbye to your friends. Of course not.
screw them. No.
No.
I'm going home to go to bed and read my book. Like,
Screw them with an E at the end of it.
yes. And well, then wouldn't that then be screw theme?
No, screw has an E at the end of it.
Oh, screwy?
Ah, it, this would have played out differently if
Sorry,
we studied
finish your
it.
charming story about our Canadians friends.
So we've been having a garage sale for going on 3 months now, and it's people are complaining, hey, look, this is an eyesore. This guy's just got stuff all over the place. It's like a trash yard, but it's been a sale. He's got signs up. Things have some organization to them. And I saw some pictures, and yeah, man, it's rough looking for sure. Uh, but he's complained, people have complained, and he's shot back. It's like, no, like the sale goes on. I'm gonna fight this, and you guys can either, you know, leave me alone until I'm done with my sale, and then all this stops, or well, the sale will continue in the months it takes for this to get through, our version of municipal court, which I'm sure takes longer in Canada because there's probably a 4 week interval where they just got to politely ask you to do things and then apologize for asking you to do them.
And then
And
they
then
have
you've
to
got
make
to apologize for denying them what they're asking.
and then
Very polite.
they bring over the apologizing poutine to like try to
Yeah.
yeah, I get it. Yeah, Canadians, so nice.
So that's been going on for a bit. I mean, the case, continues. This is something this guy's vowing to fight. But I wondered how long is too long for a garage sale to happen. Now, I think you brought up on the show before that different places have different rules around these things.
Yes.
Some places you have to get a permit to have a garage sale,
Yes.
and the permitting involves rules. Like, okay, you cannot put, like, here's how you can and can't use your signs promoting this thing. Your sale can't go for, beyond X number of consecutive days, things like that. Some places don't require permits. And I'm not sure whether that means they have no rules around how long a sale can last. I think for, I think at the most, one of the most lenient areas in Texas, anyway, is the Austin area. I don't think they have as strict a permitting rule, if they have any at all.
So here's the thing. Cities and municipalities, like it all depends on your location if you have to pull a permit. However, our state has laws regarding garage sales, yard sales, secondhand sales. So
Okay.
even if your municipality doesn't require you to pull a permit, you still have to abide by the state law of how often you can do a sell. So in the state of Texas, you can do a sell once. What is it? You can't do a sell more than 3 times in a 12-month cycle,
Right.
because after that third time, you are considered running a business, and then the comptroller can come after you and fine you, fees, yada, yada, yada. The man comes for you.
Yep.
The man cometh. And that's where, and again, I don't know what Canadian laws are like, and like if they have that same kind of stipulation of how often can you have a sale. So for, for people that, especially in the state of Texas, if your neighbor is doing a yard sale every single weekend, you can call the comptroller's office. You can email the comptroller's office and let them know that this is going on. What are
And
they
to do
actually
that, as
going?
everyone knows, 1-800-comptroller, comptroller at texas.com.
That's
Yeah,
probably what it
you
is.
need to contact your comptroller. Is that a robot?
Yes, it's a robot. It's an elected official, you loser. Pay attention to voting rights. So you can contact your comptroller and alert them to it. Uh, now, again, if you are, I was just talking about this in our last episode. If you're doing a garage sale over a weekend and you started on a Friday and end on a Sunday, that's considered one sale. That is not 3 sales. But if you're doing one every single weekend, that is considered a sale every weekend. Are you planning a garage sale, yard sale, or estate sale and need some help? Look no further than Garage Sale Supply. They provide top-notch resources and expert advice to help you host the perfect sale. From pricing tips to promotional strategies, they've got you covered. Visit GarageSaleSupply.com and make your next sale a success.
I guess I'm
Like,
trying to understand how they figure that. Like, if I had it Friday and in Sunday, why isn't that considered 3 sales? It's like,
because there's
when
actually,
do they consider the sale has ended and a new one has started?
because it actually has it in the law of like a sale it can last for 36 hours or 70. I don't know what the
Okay, yeah,
hours are.
yeah.
But yeah, and that's why like estate sale companies are actual companies. They're registered companies because they are doing sales all the time. And it's not just, well, they may have a sale at one property for one weekend. The company itself is doing multiple sales, which is why they have to be set up as a company. So, but to your question of like, if I am just homeowner Julie and I'm doing a sale,
Mhm.
when do I know, okay, Julie, enough is enough? No one is going to buy this broken wicker basket. And,
Right.
so I think back to that yard sale, a successful yard sale I had many, many moons ago. And mine was on, I think I just did it on a Saturday. Um, like by the second day, like if things aren't gone, and also because we live in the Bible Belt, I can't do it Sunday mornings because people are at church. I'm not going to get as much foot traffic. And also, I need at least one day out of a weekend to recover. So I think my sale is just on a Saturday. And I also published the hours that my sale was going to be from. So I think I was doing from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. I don't know. But as it started getting closer to that end time, like one, a lot of the big things that I knew were going to go had already gone. Like by 10 a.m., they were all gone. So now it was slim pickings, rummaging through things and, trying to find stuff. So with that last hour, and also it's a lot of work. It's exhausting. It takes a lot of
Yeah,
energy to do these
totally.
sales. So within the last hour, maybe 2 hours, if somebody came up and I priced something for $5 and they go, "Hey, would you take $2 for it?" Yes. I wasn't
Yeah.
haggling. Like, just take it. I don't want to take it back into my house. Um, I had a lady come by and I had a lot of women's clothing left. And she has a resale shop and she wanted to buy all my clothes for $20. And I said, "Let me help you get this into the back of your car." I was not bringing it back into my house. Like whatever she wanted, she could take. And so, when do you know to stop a garage sale or a yard sale? It's like, okay, is your energy draining?
For
Cool.
sure.
The
Yeah,
other thing
when it's
is like,
not working for you anymore, when it's really when you're not vibing, as you put it. Yeah.
well, and also like whenever the foot traffic dies down, like, listen, I'm not doing a club in my front yard at 8 p.m. trying to sell this last plastic fork. I'm like, no, no, I'm done. Like cutting it off.
It's over when people start to haggle over the loose Lego pieces. It's
Yes.
like, you know what, man?
Well, it
Just
also helped. Um, and I highly recommend this for anyone that's going to do their own sale. It helped that I had a box by the front curb that said everything in the box is free. So if I had a loose Lego piece, I'd throw it in the box. Like literally, I would do that. Like if I had a pair of socks and I had no other socks to sell, I would throw the socks in the box. Like that socks in the box. There you go.
yeah, I know.
Um,
You're going Sicilian on us.
I know. I'm about to be a rapper. This is awesome. Um, but what happened is that people felt like they needed to reciprocate. So if they got something for free out of the box, they would always walk into the yard and buy something.
Oh, okay.
And part of me was like, I didn't care. I just did not want to take anything back inside. The other thing is that whatever didn't sell, I was going to take to Goodwill. And so the less stuff I had to pack up and put in my car to take to Goodwill, better for me. So yeah, by the end of the whole sale, I probably had a shoebox worth of stuff that I took to Goodwill. That either it was in the free box and nobody wanted it, or it was something that I couldn't sell and just got rid of it.
I feel like it'd be great if more businesses, like actual retail places, operated under the same principle that, by like, man, we're so close to closing. Fine. Like, what do you want to pay for it? I guess. Hurry up. I'm almost done with my shift. Like, no, the flat screen, fine, $12.
Well, so here's the thing, and I'm going to encourage people to shop local, shop mom and pop stores because they will do that. So
Mm.
what I didn't tell you, so my husband and I were in East Texas this weekend. We were with family, and we were about to leave our oldest brother's house to come back to the DFW area. And I go outside to my car, and all these guys are around my car, and I'm going, "What are they doing?" I had a flat tire. There was a
Oh,
screw in my tire and it was completely flat. I'm going, "Oh man." We were about to drive the 2 hours back to our house and we were able to find a tire shop open. It's a locally run tire shop. They were open till 7 p.m. and we were able to air up the tire enough for me to drive over there, talk to the guys there. I walked in, I was like, "I got a screw in my tire. Can you patch it up?" The guy was like, "I have two other cars that we're working on. We're not going to be able to get it today. We can do it tomorrow." And I'm like, "I don't live here. I'm trying to get back to Dallas." And he's like, "Pull it into Bay One. I'll get one of my guys to plug it." So they were able to remove the screw. They plugged it. And I took it today to the tire shop and they're like, "Well, the plug will hold for the life of the tires." And I was like, "Oh, okay. That's awesome."
wow.
Um, they didn't charge me for it. We tipped the guy money for doing it. It took him all of 20 seconds to do it, but at least got us back to Dallas and we didn't break down on the side of the interstate. That all being said, whenever you shop at a local store, they will haggle. Whenever you shop at Home Depot or Lowe's, they will haggle. So there's some stores that they can haggle that are national chains.
Mhm.
And then again, the mom and pop stores, they will also haggle. I will say, whenever I go to shop at a mom and pop store, I don't really want to haggle because those are my neighbors, those are my local people. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm willing to pay a little bit extra because they're in my neighborhood and they're running a business. But if it really comes down to like, hey, I can't afford this or this is all I have, would you take this amount? They're likely to make a deal with you.
Yeah, it doesn't work all the way up the chain. You can't go like, "I'll consider this Amazon Prime subscription." Can you throw in some maybe actual journalism in the Washington Post?
Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Um, like, I couldn't imagine going to, like, Williams Sonoma and be like, "Listen, I know you want $80 for this thing. Would you take 65?" Like, they're not gonna do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. They will just like they'll have, Jerome throw you out. You know,
Yes, yeah.
you're clearly not meant to be shopping here.
They'll mark me with the C for the cheap ass. Like, "Don't let this cheap ass come back in here."
Yeah. They do brand you with like a mahogany handled C brand, and
Oh, that sounds
yeah.
lovely,
Mm.
and that's a good thing. So,
So yeah, no, like things can go on too long. I think those laws exist for a reason. I think it's like, yeah, I think it's one of those areas where, yeah, that element of bureaucracy does seem warranted
yeah.
because people will essentially like drag all their crap into the yard and leave it there for whatever reason and call it a garage sale. Like it's there for a purpose, but it's like, no, you're just hoarding outside. Um,
Well, and it's also one of those things of for people that maybe they're a collector of things or like,
mhm.
hey, I have a lot of stuff. Someone's going to come by one of these weekends and they're going to buy it. Like that's a whole other mentality versus the people that I'm going to have a garage sale, a yard sale this weekend. I'm going to clear out the house. I'm going to get rid of stuff. I'm going to make some money so I can pay some bills. And they're not looking at it as a long-term livelihood thing. They're looking at it as a boost of get stuff out of my house versus, hey, I'm gonna make a chunk of change to help pay a bill. Um, and they're gonna do it at one event versus like trying to do an online resale thing where, I can post something to Facebook Marketplace and it can live in my garage for weeks on end before someone says, hey, I'm gonna make you an offer on it.
Right.
But there's some different mentalities there. I'm a big fan of we have a whole podcast around it, but I'm a big fan of garage sales and yard sales because that's where I'm going to get as a buyer, I'm going to get the best deals for me. And
Hmm.
two, when the weather's nice outside, I will go get me a cup of coffee and drive around neighborhoods and yeah, I'll go see what you got. And and I like carrying the small bills and cash on me so whenever I can haggle them down, I'm not whipping out a wad of hundreds and be like, "Okay, you said you take $1 and let me, like, pull out the stack of money." So trying to count
I'm
through my
trying to.
millions.
I'm kind of smiling right now because I'm trying to think of the experience for the person that's running their yard sale, and I'm not going to say what it is, but you drive a very nice car, and they see you pull up and walk out and go, "I've only got $10, and I'm here to buy a used toothbrush." I'm There's a lot of dissonance there, and I'm sure it's really hard for people to put those two things together. Like she haggled down the, you know, the macrame art to like $2.25 from $3 and took it back into her luxury vehicle.
Or you can look at it from the standpoint of what a lot of businesses do and go, "Oh, if that type of person is going to that type of sale, they must have some really good stuff." Because it
You
looks
really
like,
should market yourself as an influencer. Like, look,
"Oh, I
I'm
am."
ostensibly shopping here.
So, it is one of those things, like, especially when I go to estate sales, and estate sales tend to have they hire security, they have staff there, and they see me they see me park and they see me walk in, um, they'll still haggle, But estate sales are a little bit different because if they know the value of something, they won't haggle on it. They will just hold on to it and take it to the next sale at a different house and sell it
Mm.
there. So it's knowing how much different groups will haggle for things. Again, for a lot of people that are doing garage sales and yard sales, for the vast majority of them, no one wants to take stuff back into the house. And
Oh
also, I
yeah.
think I'm pretty reasonable whenever it comes to haggling. So like for example, that piggy bank, it had $2 on it and I want to ask them if they take a dollar. Okay, I didn't say like, hey, would you take 10 cents for it?
Right.
Also, I didn't have
Right.
10 cents. So um,
That would be great if you said, "Would you take a dime for it?" Yeah. Oh.
can you
Uh,
break this $10 bill?
what if I cut a little piece off this dollar? That's how it works, right?
um, yeah, so like I think there's yeah. Part of me, I have thought about that. I'm going, should I just get a third vehicle for our household that is just a beater vehicle? And that's what
And
I
that's
use
the
to
brand on the weekend. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
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 That's the car buying strategy, you know? Like you drive up in a really ratty car and they're like, no, I'm not trading this in. This is what I got going on.
Well,
And so like you give me your best, offer because this is who you're talking to here. You're
yeah.
you're talking to the old Mitsubishi.
Well, I will say the past couple of cars I bought and I don't borrow money. I pay cash for things. So yes, that means I'm spending several years saving up for a next purchase of a vehicle. Um, but past couple of cars I bought, I had Uber deliver me to the dealership. Like they couldn't even look at the car that I was driving.
Yeah.
And it worked out fine. And also, a dealership hates to see me coming because they don't make any money off of me. I don't finance anything. So like all they want to do is just get me off the lot.
Yeah.
but they're
Fun.
but they
Let's
also see
just
it of
Irish
like,
goodbye out of here. Jeez.
well, they're also seeing of like, oh, we get to sell a car. Oh, she's not going to finance. Just sell it. Get it. Like, hurry up and do the paperwork. It's fine.
Get on to the next one. Go
I've
ahead. Go
thought
ahead.
about buying a I've thought about buying a third vehicle, not just for going garage selling, yard selling, but because I love to hunt and fish and camp and do all that stuff. Um, but then like the thought of like, man, that's extra car insurance. That's extra maintenance. And that's a lot of hassle and I don't want to.
Yeah.
Unless I can get one of those small Japanese trucks. Like they're not even legal on our roads here. I would totally buy one of those because
Oh
those
yeah,
things,
I've seen those. I've wanted those. There's a lot of
yes.
cars that would be great if they could be sold in this country, but yep.
Yeah, I'd love to have one of those.
So now I'm wondering if stores did have that policy, like, you know what, we're closing in 10 minutes, make an offer. What would be like, what would you want? What store would you want to have that policy? While you're thinking about it, I've got one that I can share if that's okay.
Yeah, go for it.
When I was growing up, I was very much into going to the arcade. I mean, you show me an arcade machine and like I'm in. Like we have to go to the grocery store with mom. Back when grocery stores had arcade machines,
Oh
like,
yeah.
can I? You do the look. I'm here to support you. I'm being good. Like I'm just going to go over here. This thing is going to take care of me while you're getting food for the family. So I need probably 8 quarters because I'm not good at these things. And so I was way into the like playing video games. So my hope was always if I can be at the arcade around closing time, they're going to go like, you know what, last 10 minutes. All right, boys, turn off the quarter slots. It's all just free play. And you just go, they're like, they don't want to deal with. I didn't understand how it worked at the time, but if they just like, you know what, we're going to take money out of this and it's going to be easier for us to get out of here if you guys just get all the video games out of your system. So they just like, you guys have at it. And
Okay.
it never happened.
I want to answer your question, but before I do that, I want to tell our listeners a story that whenever so you're 15 months older than me, and our oldest brother's 4 years older than me. And whenever we would get in trouble at the grocery store, do you remember how mom would reprimand us?
No, no.
She would make us hold hands. And it was so embarrassing because, oh my God, people are going to see me from school holding my brother's hand. And if we complained about holding each other's hand, she said that we could kiss and make up. We would have to
That's
kiss each other on the cheek and say that we're sorry, and then we could stop holding hands. So if people think that we are deranged, you can blame our mother for that psychological trauma.
fantastic. No, I think I successfully buried that. So I don't remember that. No.
Ugh. Well,
I'm
I
sure it'll never come up in therapy. It's fine.
yeah, it comes up with my therapist all the time. So, if I could pick one thing of like, man, if they would give you like, hey, we're closing in 10 minutes, freebies, right? Airline. If I could go to the airport and like
Whoa.
the last flight of the night, going, hey, we got open seats. If you want to go somewhere, hop on,
Whoa. Yeah. Everybody pile in. We're
right?
going to Cancun. Yeah.
Yeah, like that would like yeah, it's gonna be a red eye flight, but I'm gonna wake up tomorrow in a place that I've been wanting to go to, and I didn't pay anything to get there. Like
That
that
would be
would
great. Look, airport's closing. We're going to turn off all the towers and everything like that. All the radars are going to stop spinning. You want to go anywhere? You got to get on this plane right here.
yeah, yeah,
Everybody kind of, scrunch in, squeeze in.
yeah, yeah. That would be nice. Like, cause I spend a lot of money, business money, other like I travel a lot for work and client money, and I'm like, man, if I could just not spend so much of my own money, that'd be great. And if I could catch a red eye somewhere, I would totally do it. And if I could wake up somewhere magical, I would do it. And then also, if I could get home for free, I would do it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something to think about. So 3 months is too long for a garage sale,
Yes.
and small talk is too long for a social gathering. But if you have thoughts about what businesses you'd like to have, a kind of closing time fire sale go on, let us know about it on the places on the garage sale at hotmail.biz. And we'll be checking it.
No, if you would like to email us, you can email us at garagesalesunhinged@gmail.com. I swear, Jacob just makes me say extra words.
There's a lot of domains that really never took off. I feel like .biz didn't really get a good shot at stuff, but one can hope.
Yeah, there's still hope yet. Alrighty.
No,
Thanks,
that's
Jake.
what I got, Julie. Yep.
This is a
Well,
good one. Appreciate it.
have a good day. Bye.
Bye.